Then what about the back? You look good? All right, that's what I thought. I got a clipboard somewhere out there. Can you give me that clipboard up? I need that clipboard. Yeah.
Just your secretary today.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Usually when I run a class, I can't do it by myself. I'm always looking for a little help. Who's running the mouse today? You got it? Come on up, grab it. Can you move a little faster, Mr. Williams? Get your people out the way. Sirs, when they bring this stuff up, can you unload on the table for me?
I get it.
You got that? You got that? Just pick things up. Get the big pieces on the ground. Get the little pieces up on the table.
You want me to do it for my?
Yeah, you should be able to see. Wiggle the mouse in a second. Very good. Is there another green piece there?
There is.
Or is it two green pieces? Okay, and then give me my markers on the table. I want red, blue, green, black. Okay, red, blue, green. Can you put this together for me? I think I'm going to pick it up and down. Okay, so did you see it? Are you able to see the mouse and where you got a right? And if you go this way, you get left. Okay. Where to put my glasses?
Over here.
Can you bring my glasses up, please?
Yes, my liege.
Thank you. Now I'm ready. Hey, my personal goal is to ensure that every student receives every possibility to be successful. Next shot. By any means necessary. That's what we do. By any means necessary.
Make sure you put my.
Oh, no. Can you bring that over some? This needs to be in the center. No, that is not in the center. No, it is. If you can't do it, I'm going to wait until you do it.
Well, then you're going to have to wait.
Pull it. Now, that's how it's done.
You didn't give me directions on this.
Good job. Do you need directions for anything?
I do.
Okay. All right, you'll get the call. Look, today I was talking to Karen. I said, look, for me to straighten out your staff is going to take me 4 hours. She said, we don't have 4 hours. So I'm going to try to condense it all down into about 30 minutes. We'll see how it works that way. I'm going to explain one of the things I do to get to know my students. We're going to talk about if we can possibly get the students to work together to, I can't say that word. Collaborate. If we can get the students to work together, that'd be a big deal. And then number 3, when all else fails, try to care some more. Just try to care some more. These people need some caring. Next one. And so one of the things I do to get to know my students right off the bat is I need to know some secrets and some intimate things about the students. And so what I do is I have an assignment. Go ahead and play it. Here at Lincoln, we don't have the fastest internet speeds in order to keep your tuition low.
And this is your very first assignment. And the assignment is going to be called 10 Things About You. And I'm real interested over the next 20 days to get to know my students. So on the first day, I spend a considerable amount of time talking about myself and my life as an automotive technician, what I've been through. And now I'm interested in you. You know, what are your dreams? What are your hopes? What are your aspirations? You can tell me anything. Tell me something about your family. Tell me something about your favorite car, your dog, your cat. Anything you want to talk about in the assignment is fair game. Many times students will tell me some of their positive attributes. Sometimes their negative attributes. If there's a learning disability or something you may want me to know so that we can get off on the right foot. So anything's open as long as you tell me 10 things about you and you get graded on this assignment. So as long as you do it, you will receive the points. All right, guys, have fun with the assignment and tell me something interesting. See you in class.
Next one. That's a game changer right there. That's a game changer. Look, what emissions can't tell me, the students will. And how much time do we actually spend with the student when you first see them? Like, think about it. We have, 19 days, 20 days, and then they move on. How do you actually get real close to a student when you only have a limited number of time? And then if you get the student over and over again, you get closer and closer and closer, with the student. But you have to develop a relationship, and you have to develop it quickly in order to make them comfortable. By me asking them 10 things about themselves, look what I can pick up. I can get up their interest, their focus. I like this one right here. Can they follow directions? Right? 10 things about me, that's all I ask. And if they can't do that, then I realize I got to really watch that particular student. Then I can focus on their needs. Learn by doing, repetitive, focus, problem. The students will tell me what their needs are. Now, some students won't. You have to figure it all out. They'll be real quiet about their needs. But the majority of students, they'll actually tell you. And on this particular assignment here, many times the students tell me, thank you. Thank you. I'm like, for what? Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. You do realize that students don't care how much you know. Until what? Until they know that you care. They do not care how much you know until they know that you care. This one assignment shows at least one thing. I must care a little bit about you if I'm asking. And a lot of your students won't talk, like they won't talk to you. But if you ask them something about themselves, they won't shut up, especially if they could write it. Because I remember during COVID, I had a student who was an excellent communicator during COVID, text messages and all that stuff. And then when I was face to face with the student, he could not articulate to me. I couldn't believe it was the same person. So getting your students to talk about themselves, especially to you. And by the way, on this assignment, I tell the student it's private. This is between me and the students, because some of them are going to tell you things that you're like, wow, I just met you and you're telling me this? That's actually important to know. It's going to change how you deal with that student. This is a game changer for me. And then all you recent instructors, you know what? You do not have to know everything. You don't have to know everything. I found out when I first started, if I could stay 1 week ahead of my students in the lesson plan, if I could just stay 1 week ahead, I'm a genius. All I can do is stay 1 week ahead. So don't get overwhelmed with what you're doing. Stay 1 week ahead. It will all come. It will all come. It will all come. Next up. Let's take a look at some examples. This young lady here, Miss Nurki. Anybody remember her? Her 10 things about me blew my mind. Number one, she could not articulate very well in English. She couldn't. She was nervous when she got here, and she was shy. But when I read her 10 things about me, she said she loves to cook. And she cooks for her friends, she cooks for her families. And guess what kind of food she cooks? Puerto Rican food. So one of the very first things I asked her, I said, do you charge money for what you make? She says, oh, sometimes I make some money like that. I said, well, can you make me like a big bowl of Puerto Rican rice? Oh, I can do that for you. And you wouldn't believe it. She opened up like crazy. And then others wanted some food in the room. And then at the end of the mod, we had a giant party and she cooked the food and everybody collected, we collected like $3. But the food was so good, everybody paid more. Everybody paid more. Everybody paid more. We still had a problem with the language barrier. She had a little problem. Now, actually, she doesn't have a problem. I have a problem. I'm the one who doesn't speak Spanish. Unless you count muy bueno. That's what she taught me. Now, What I did is George, who was in her class, I went up to George and I said, George was a military person and he got excellent grades. I said, George, I said, your grade's not looking too good this month. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, your grade is dependent on how well Miss Nurki does in class. Because she struggled. And by the way, Miss Nurki was also cooking for some of the instructors as she went down the line. So George and Nurki are kind of working together. And would you believe it? Yep, you're right. They fell in love and got married. Thank you very much. Now, I know some of you, I listen to you, you got little relationships problems. I want you to know that I'm here for you. When you find yourself in need and you need someone to talk to, I'm here and my fees are very reasonable. Next shot. This is Mr. Garcia. When I read his 10 things about, he's doing a transition. He got laid off from like a food processing plant. And he was one of the sharpest fellows I ever met. Just sharp as unbelievable. And he graduated and went on to the airport. And before he got a job over there, him and I would work together in my mobile repair business. And I couldn't believe the things he could put together. It's unbelievable. You don't know, really, you don't know who's sitting in your classroom. You don't know. But they're the most extraordinary people that you can imagine. How do we forget what we're here for? Is it a job? Is it a struggle? Are we just trying to make it? Or are there some lives out there that we really do change? We can't forget about that. And then in the busyness of our day, we do, because I got to get to the next class. I got to do this. I got to do that. But the reality is there's somebody dependent on us. They're dependent on us. Next shot. Miss Crystal. Anybody remember her? She was military about 3 years ago. I'm running service shop class. And in service shop class, the students pretend to be a mechanic. And we have a service manager, we have a service writer, and my students are rebelling against me. I know it's hard to believe. Who could rebel against me? But they weren't. They didn't want to do the stuff. They didn't want to be a manager. They didn't want to write. So Crystal was actually real good at that. I said, okay, let's take a vote. Who do you want to make the manager? All of you have done it once. See, they cycle back and do the manager jobs over and over. I said, you take a vote, pick your manager, and that manager will be the manager all month. And so sure enough, I knew they would pick Crystal because she was the only one who actually enjoyed doing the job. And boy, did she do a job. You know what? As instructors, we actually don't ask for help when we need it. I'll make my students help me. My students are going to help me teach the lesson. I'll make them gather the tools. I'll make them keep track of everything. So pretty soon, I am now the shop owner. I come in, take attendance, put it all in. And then when people had problems, they go, Miss Young, this and that. So go see Crystal. Hey, Miss Young, we can't get this done. We can't. See Crystal. So you voted her the manager. And then if a student had something that I had to deal with, Crystal had to sit in with me, and we would just knock it out together. We would just figure it out. She made my month so easy. Sometimes when you have students in the classroom, it's possible they may know the subject that you're dealing with. And a lot of times when you have a student up here, and then you have a student down here, this one gets bored. This one gets bored. I already know that. I already can do that. And then down here, we have a student here who's struggling. And then here I am in the middle in between. What do? Right? I need this one up here to come down to this level and help this one over here. And that's actually great leadership skills for somebody who's high up in the subject matter. Make sure you use your students that way. And many times in the assignment, 10 things about me, I can see these attributes in the student in advance. And then I have an idea of how to put things together. Mr. Benjamin, he checked out. He would like talk in class and be very respectful. He'd raise his hands. He'd ask questions. But in reality, he's checked out. He didn't want to do anything. And I couldn't figure out why. Although when I read his 10 things about me, this was back during COVID, he had said he had gained 100 pounds during COVID. I don't know about you, but after COVID, students seem different to me. I don't know if it's me or if it's them, but there's something that sometimes I can't inspire out of them. Something's there, but I can't quite get it out. So anyway, I couldn't get him to participate and do anything. So you know what I did? I just went for the hammer for this guy. Because what does he have at the table? Can you see it? What he's got at the table? Yep, he's got this, Hot Wheels. Because that's all he would talk about, Hot Wheels. And then in the 10 things, he talked about how great of a collection of Hot Wheels he had. So you know what I asked him, right? I said, hey, can you bring your Hot Wheels in and show me? And so I come in in the morning. He gets there early. He takes the whole table and he lays out the Hot Wheels. And he can name every car, every piece, blah, blah, blah. It was amazing. And then from that day forward, he was one of my best students. Just something that simple allows us to make a connection. You know what I notice about students? And I'm pretty sure you're going to see the same thing. Many times students are not going to remember everything you taught. But I can tell you this, students will remember how you made them feel when they were in your room. You'll see them 10 years from now, and they're going to remember how you made them feel. That is so important to them. Next one. This shot that you see here is from last month. This is Mr. Salgado. His story could be written in paper. Make a movie out of it. Wrongfully convicted. 25 years in prison. 5 of those years in a confinement type of cell because he got into a fight. His lawyer, they took his case, and his lawyer's a young lawyer, and got him off, exonerated, over. And every day he would stay after school and help me clean. This is a student who loved being in school. And his family actually owns like a small tire shop. And so every lesson, he would go and tell others about the lesson that he learned in class that day. And so he's a teacher himself while he's teaching others in the shop. What a privilege and an honor. He said, I didn't even believe I could come back to school. And now I'm in your class and I'm learning so much and you care. Look, this isn't about me. This is about us. This is about us remembering who is actually in the classroom. And there are some serious lives here who actually need us. Next shot. Mr. Steve. You remember Mr. Steve, don't you? He was the ambassador. In the summer, dunk tank. We had a dunk tank here, and I don't like cold water. So when nobody was looking in the dunk tank, I brought a water heater, this little thing you plug in, you heat it. So I had the water up to about 90 degrees. So when I got hit with the dunk spray, I go, whoa! But that was so hot, man. It was so hot. The rest of you guys, I'm pretty sure, were pretty cold. But I took care of myself. I just want you to know that. So anyway, Steve visited us 2 days ago, and he's not in the automotive industry. He said it just didn't work for him. But guess what he said about everything he learned about brakes class and plumbing, transmission, hydraulics. He said the only problem he's having is carpentry. He's a building manager. He manages a couple of buildings. And he is, what do you call those type of people who manage buildings and take care of everything?
Property manager.
A property manager, yeah. Project?
Property manager.
Okay. Property?
Yes.
Okay, got it. That's what he does, and he loves it. And he says, I use what I learned here at Lincoln, and these skills do what? They transfer over. I always tell students, you have no idea what you're going to be. You might as well just learn everything. Learn it, because these principles transmit over. Now, he is an Army veteran, and he is thinking about purchasing his own buildings. And he says he's going to have 3 or 4 buildings that he will be managing, and what he learned here helped him with that. That is actually incredible. Next shot. You know what I try to do in my classroom? I try to make the room feel like home to them. Because some of these people's homes are so messed up that when they actually come to school, it is a place of shelter for them. It is a place of refuge for them. And so I try to make my room feel like home, like home, like home, like home, like home. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. Wind that bends the tall trees back in the leaning. Suddenly the raindrops that fall, they have meaning. Oh, maybe there's a chance I can go back there now that I have some direction. It sure would be nice. It sure would be nice to be where there's love and affection. That sure would be nice. Hold your applause. I'm here till 5. I always tell the students when the first one who applauds, that's the one who gets the A. Next. So all y'all fail.
Yeah.
All right. Dream work makes the team work. Next shot. So I know some pretty big people. I had a chance to meet Mr. Shaw and some other corporate executives. And I can tell you one thing about people in upper management. They do not think like us. They don't think like us. They think 3, 5, 10 years out. That's how they think. They got an idea what's going to be happening 5 years from now. And you're in the classroom going, I hope I can make it through today. So they think differently. When I was sitting across from Mr. Shaw, him and I had an instant connection. Have you ever had an instant connection with somebody? It's kind of weird. He looked at me. I looked at him. And it's like I could read his mind. He said, now, Kenny, I want you to get up and go to the back table and get me an ice cold Diet Coke. And then put your mask on. And then you come pour it for me. And that's exactly what I did. And me and Mr. Shaw have been like that ever since. Next shot. Hey, why is everybody afraid to walk by Karen's office and just say hello? Why? I go in there all the time. In fact, I have to take crap from my other instructors. What you doing up in Karen's office now?
Are you looking at me? Don't look at me, y'all.
This is called eye contact.
Intense eye.
Part of your lecture should be a connection with the student. And this is called eye contact. That's all. So why are you afraid to go up in Karen's office? She's got candy up there, man. And so I go up there to get the candy. Why are you up in Karen's office for? To get a piece of candy. Now, I go up there all the time, don't I, Karen? And you won't believe what Karen told me. Karen, this may not be important to you, but this is what you did. You don't even realize it. I went in there about 6 months ago for a piece of candy. And as I walked out, she said, Mr. Young. I said, yes. She said, you can have 2 pieces of candy. Thank you, Karen. I didn't know. I knew I was special, but doggone, that was all right. Next shot. So about a year ago, now I'm not sure who's in charge of this stuff, Louis. I'm not sure. But we could do a better job of identifying new workers. For example, the other day, I came into the lunchroom, and this gentleman here was sitting at the table. And I said, excuse me, young man, but this is the instructor lounge. And you know what he told me? He said, I am the instructor. I'm like, what? Get out of here. So about a year ago, this man is walking around and he keeps looking in windows all the time. So every time he walks around, he's looking in a window. Well, that's his job. He's looking in a window. Now, the other day, I had a student almost attack me, and you walk right by the window. What's that all about? So once I understood who he was, and I'm like, doggone, look who's up in the front. Nothing else to do but salute. So every time I see him, it's salute. And I was in Mr. Clark's office in the back, and Mr. Williams had come in there, and I was walking around in the closet, so I kind of snuck up behind him. And I said, do not be afraid. I work here. And he turned around and said, what do I? I'm not afraid, no. Well, didn't work on him. Next shot. Mr. Clark. If you need something, he's there. Mr. Clark hired me almost 30 years ago. And I remember, this is something students need to know. When Mr. Clark and I had the interview, all we did was talk about the people we knew. Because I worked at a place called Venture, automotive repair shop, kind of like Kmart back in the day. And so did he. And so he knew some people in some different areas we worked at. We hardly didn't talk anything about the job. Many times, it's not all that we train our students to do, but why don't we just say hello and thank you and good morning, and a little bit of a smile. That goes such a long way than all the stuff we train them for. Sometimes we have to teach them how to have some manners. They need that. Thank you, Mr. Clark, for hiring me. Next shot.
I don't know where you got the picture from.
You weren't looking. You weren't looking, man. You know who says good morning to me every morning? Is Mr. Frank. Sometimes I'll walk by Karen, Clark, or a few other folks. I don't know where your mind's at, but I could say good morning. You don't see me. Your mind's somewhere else. You know, focus on that. Frank always says good morning. Always. He says, how you doing? He says, I got that. The other day, Frank came to my classroom when we had the new starts. We had all those boxes and it was cold. So I told the students, put the boxes on the front table. We're going out to meet the raccoons. We're going out to meet the raccoons. Frank comes along with his cart and says, hey, I got those boxes. I'm like, no, Frank, we got it. He goes, nah, it's too cold. And you know what, Frank? I just want to say thank you, my friend. Thank you. For what you do.
You're welcome.
So, which one are you? We'll see. Next shot. All right, can you hear that noise? That click, click, click sound? That is a tensioner below the alternator. And so it moves back and forth. Can you put this together for me? Rip it out, it's brand new. We got a problem here. Where's the noise coming from? Is the noise coming from an external belt? Is the noise coming from an external belt? Or is it coming from an internal belt? Sometimes noise in a car can actually be in the rear of the car, and the noise can travel through the metal or the chassis of the car. Therefore, you're not quite sure where the noise is. So let's go find it. You need to put on your stethoscope, sir. Well, let's go see how this thing works. So the way, I'll get you in a second. So the way the stethoscope works is we put this on your heart. No, this is an automotive stethoscope. I'm sorry. We put this where we think the sound is, and then we listen. We listen. And it brings the sound right up to your ears. All right, you got this, sir. So step over. And your name?
Rex.
Mr. Rex. All right, so I'm going to make a little noise here, but hold on a second. I want the audience to... You guys hear that? You don't hear it?
Oh, it's too loud.
Y'all don't have the gift? You don't have the gift? All right. Pull your audience off a second. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
No. You hear it?
No, not now.
Okay, if you hear it, you do. Okay, go ahead. Put those on. And the noise is going to be somewhere around here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you. Those are yours to keep?
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Now, you ever notice with students, they don't pay attention to you? So you know what I do? I always switch it up. In the middle of whatever I'm talking about, a surprise comes up. We have to talk about that. Or if I'm talking about Ohm's law, I'll put something else up and let's talk about wheel balance right in the middle of Ohm's law. Just to switch it up. And you know what they remember? They remember that. Next shot. So I asked this question. Which one are you before we get to the other side? Which one are you? Right here. What am I talking about? Welders? What do you think? Welders? EST? Medical? Maintenance? Which one are you? Wah, wah, wah. What am I talking about?
Geese.
I'm talking about geese. Wah, 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 wah. Which one are you? Are you the leader? Or somewhere in between? Which one are you? Who's red? Any reds? Any blues? I know it's Black History Month. Y'all all black? What? I'm a little confused. This is how I try to run a classroom like this. If I'm the leader and I'm flying, what am I doing when I fly? What am I doing to the other geese? I'm breaking the wind. I'm breaking the wind. Did you know that each geese, how do you say, what's plural for geese? Is this geese? Thank you very much. You do know they don't fly behind each other. They fly in elevator like stair steps. It may look like a line to you, but they're stair stepping. Because each one of these is making it less resistance for the other. And pretty soon, this leader gets tired. And guess what he does? He falls back. He falls back. Let somebody else take the lead. It's somebody else's turn now. And now the process starts all over again. It is the most amazing thing. Anybody have a garden here? You grow things? Wow. If you watch how nature works and how things grow in the garden, you can see the whole world around you. Everything happens in a garden. Everything happens in nature. This is what we need to do so we don't burn ourselves out. We got to let somebody else jump out from following and let them lead for a second. And then let them fall back and let them. And when you do the 10 things about me, you can see who's leaders. You can kind of get an idea who's leader. That way I know who to call first. I'm like, hey, I need you to come up and I need you to talk about yourself first. Now, once I got that, once the first student does it, then the others will kind of follow and then draw back. And this saves me some time. There are times when I need to do a break job in breaks class. I'll show 2 students how to do it. Okay, I'm the leader. And then I fall back. And then I say, little Johnny, you go over and help out. You go over there and go watch. And go back and forth, back and forth. And this just takes the load off the instructor. Look, whether you're in admissions or you're up front helping folks get in, from the beautiful receptionist up front, all of us are on a team. We all support each other. We all break the wind so that the next person can move through. That's how it works. But don't burn yourself out. Don't burn yourself out. Hello from the other side. At least I can say I've tried and tried. Next shot. Well, here we are, moving on to my next class on a three-peat. Anybody know what a three-peat is? Right? I'm doing three-peat. Now, Carol, I apologize. I meant to get back to you on that email, but I didn't. You know, I didn't realize, I guess with COVID, I didn't realize how important emails were and how you have to communicate and keep track of each other. But sometimes I'm running back and forth. I don't get my attendance done on time. I don't get my email done. And then the other day, Trevor came up to me. Remember you came up to me and said, hey, did you see that email? And he came in and said, hey, and basically doing it for the student's benefit. I need you to get in contact with the student. I want to make sure that you do that. And I appreciated that. I actually did appreciate that. However, sometimes I'm so busy, I feel like I'm out here saving lives. Mr. Young, did you see that email? I'm like, no, I'm out here saving lives, but I'm going to get to it. And so I apologize for that. But make sure you understand, we're not playing games. Sometimes I get tired in the work. I get tired in the work, but I'm not tired of the work. There's such a difference. There's such a difference. I get tired in the work. I make mistakes. But I'm not tired of it. Definitely not tired of it. Next shot. Here's Mr. Duncan. I walk by him. I'm like, dang, brother, it's about time for lunch, ain't it? Student's got a question. You gonna take time? You gonna answer that question? That means he's gonna eat his lunch a little late or not get to the bathroom. And then he better be in that room on time. See, we got to have latitude so we don't wear ourselves out. Be careful of that. Be careful of that. That's so important. Next shot. Johnson! Let me get a picture of you, bro. He heading off to class. Mentor some students who need him. Next shot. Miss Michelle. Early morning preparation. Hey, how many of y'all come early? Before you punch in and we're doing something. I'm here most of the time early. I'm always doing something to get ready. And then I try to get a break and then get to the class and let's get that day started. But many of our days actually start before the clock. And I'm sure many of you are like me, right? I'm thinking about my lesson sometime when I'm taking a shower. What piece of equipment do I have to pull out? Do I have to deal with so-and-so today? I'm thinking about my lesson before I get here. I see you here early all the time. You don't remember the day I saw you come real early and you couldn't get in? You were kicking the door down. I said, boy, he couldn't get in, man. He's ready to go. He's kicking the door down. What up? He's early too.
That was 6:55.
I know. The door should have been open. You're ready to go. And then I saw you back there and how you laid your equipment out. I was amazed. I'm like, doggone. I thought I was doing something. I ain't doing nothing compared to you. Next shot. Trevor at his best. This is one man who cares. And if he doesn't care, he's a great actor. Because he sure looks like he cares. He's quiet, composed, sure of himself, understands the policies, and then make sure the students are here. If he's chasing me down to chase a student, that's a big deal. Next shot. I don't understand welders. He said, hey, Josh, let me get a picture. Hey, what are you bothering me for? What is this about? Where's this going? I don't want my picture anywhere. I'm like, dude, you're in a public place, dude. We can put your picture anywhere we want, right? I never understood what a welder does. I still don't. I still don't. I do know when I went to Harbor Freight and brought a welder so I could be like you, you said, man, that's nothing but a big glue gun. And then when I needed some help, he's the first one there. Now, if you look at Josh, you could come up with a lot of conclusions. And most of them conclusions would be wrong. He pulled me aside the other day. He says, hey, you're getting a student who graduate welding. They had such a great time on the welding side that the student wants to take automotive. You remember what you said to me? Could you repeat it? Don't name the student. Just repeat it.
That they had issues.
Right. He went out of his way to make sure a student he doesn't have to deal with is going to get a jump start in my class. And then he went on to say, if that student needs help on the automotive side, I'll help him on the welding side. That means he'll help him with lessons on the auto side. You realize how big that actually is for a man who does what he does? That's impressive. And it's impressive because he's a welder. Next shot. Look, sometimes, Joel, I have to teach students how to say hello. They want to spit stuff out to me, and then they don't even say anything. Miss Young, what about chapter? I had a student one time who the best he could do was help me clean and do certain things in the room. And he was very good at it. He's very good at it. And he's going to be success too. You have no idea what you're dealing with. We're trying to be the best at what we do. And then we have to instill that in our students. Martin Luther King said it like this: if it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, you should sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. like Shakespeare wrote poetry, like Beethoven composed music. You should sweep streets so well that the living, the dead, or the unborn couldn't do it better. And all the host of heaven and earth would simply have to say, here lives a great street sweeper who swept his job well. Look, whatever we get them to do, whatever it is, let's get them to be the best at it, if they can. And then if they can't, don't burn yourself out. I'm not feeling guilty about some people I can't help. Here's what I learned. I learned, instead of us saying they're not cooperative, they're not going to make it, they're nothing but trouble, I have a much easier way to relax your mind. It's not their time yet. It's simply not their time. Doesn't mean they're a loser. Doesn't mean they're a failure. I always tell them, if you got an F out of my class, it's not because you're a failure. It's not your time. When I was 15, I wanted to be a man. Wasn't my time. Once you tell them it's not their time, then they don't have to leave depressed. Because maybe next week will be their time. Or if it isn't next week, maybe it's next year. But we can't have people leaving here, spending time with us, even if it's short, letting them think that they're a failure. It's much better to tell them, it's not your time. It's not your time. It's best for me, so I don't feel like I'm cheating anybody. It's best for them, because when their time comes up, they will rise to the occasion. That's what I believe. That's what faith is all about. I believe in things you can't see. That's simple. Look, when you think of the tree of knowledge that these young people are chasing, they come to a tree and they're trying to gather, so many of them, the low-hanging fruit, right? But they need to go low and they need to go high. What do you think about education? Do you think education is linear, like a line approach to education, or do you think it's circular? It's so lonely up here. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of being alone. I ask you a question. Do you think education is linear, straightforward, keep moving? Or do you think it's circle? I can't hear everybody. Yeah, our students think it's linear, right? Haven't you been that way? Mr. Young, I balanced the tire one time. I'm done. What are you talking about? You need to do what? You need to circle back, go balance it again. You realize if you had a garden, that when you go out to the garden, the plants look different on certain days? Sometimes a tomato here tastes different on another day. A tomato over there is different. You got to circle back, circle back. They need repetitive. They are thinking chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, module this, module that, take a quiz, module, and they're in a routine. They march into a beat of that drum. When the reality is, they need to circle back. They need to circle back. And it's really cool when we repeat the same thing over and over again in different classes. They eventually get it. At least I believe they do. Next shot. I don't know about you, but whatever light you have, everybody's not going to be like me. I'm crazy. I wanted to be an entertainer. This is the best I could do. Pay is good. A lot of entertainers don't make no money, so pay is good. All I know is whatever you got, that's what you work with. Whatever you got, that's what you work with. Accentuate that. And I don't know about you, but this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. When trouble's in my way, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you very much. We got a couple of minutes just for a question or two, or we're done. So it's a privilege to talk to you and share that with you.
Thank you, Mr. Young.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.